Imagine the household of Ādam alayhi salam and Hawwā radiyallahu anhu after the death of Hābīl. There must have been sounds of cries and heartache for so many years. While Qābīl had already fled with his twin sister to the flat lands after committing the murder, the family of Ādam alayhi salam continued to worship Allah with their shattered hearts, holding their hope and patience for hundreds of years. Allah in His mercy does not leave sorrow unhealed. Thus, in the shadow of grief, He sent a light. A child was born. We are talking about Sheeth alayhi salam, meaning the gift of Allah. And through this child, the world would find its second beginning.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Ādam alayhi salam and Hawwā radiyallahu anhu raised Sheeth alayhi salam with tenderness and a sacred trust. From his earliest years, Sheeth alayhi salam was different. Calm, wise beyond his age, his eyes full of reflection. Ādam alayhi salam saw in him what he had once seen in himself, the purity of creation untouched by jealousy or pride. And so, as the years passed, Ādam alayhi salam began teaching him everything, the secrets of worship, the times of prayers, words revealed to him by Allah. Before Ādam alayhi salam's passing, he gathered his children and said, "My Lord has chosen Sheeth as my successor. Follow him, for through him shall the guidance remain." Ādam alayhi salam and Hawwā radiyallahu anhu spent a long time with their son Sheeth alayhi salam. We all know that Ādam alayhi salam was crafted with the extraordinary intelligence given by Allah, being the first human being. He passed on a lot of these treasures of his wisdom to Sheeth alayhi salam by the command of Allah, because the entire chain of prophets after Ādam alayhi salam would come through Sheeth alayhi salam. And then came a time when Ādam alayhi salam had to depart this world, returning to Allah. Allah sent a few angels with a shroud and a shovel to teach Sheeth alayhi salam, his descendants, of the full ritual of burial. Sheeth alayhi salam buried Ādam alayhi salam with reverence, the first one to perform the rites of a prophet for a prophet. Before leaving the world, Ādam alayhi salam had made it clear to his children, "Do not mix with the people of the flat lands." But who lived on the flatlands? Yes, Qābīl and his tribe lived on the flatlands, while Ādam alayhi salam and his family, including Sheeth alayhi salam and his children, lived upon the mountains. Qābīl's lineage was far from being righteous, and neither were they pious like how Ādam alayhi salam had taught his children from childhood. They often turned to arrogance and temptations. And there was a distinct feature in the tribe of Qābīl. It is said that the women born in that tribe were very beautiful. Take a note here, my dear brothers and sisters. It is said that Ādam alayhi salam and Hawwā radiyallahu anhu had 40 children in total. After the birth of Sheeth alayhi salam, Ādam alayhi salam lived for a couple of more centuries, witnessing many generations after generations taking birth in front of his eyes. This was the same case with the land of Qābīl. We don't know for sure how long Qābīl lived, but it's obvious that his lineage also expanded over so many centuries. The population was getting thicker now, both on the hills and the flatlands. Now, after the murder of Hābīl by his own brother Qābīl, Shayṭān was all set to play his new big trick. Shayṭān disguised himself as a young and handsome man and approached a blacksmith, one of the children from Qābīl's tribe in the flatlands. He introduced himself to have fled from the tribe of Sheeth alayhi salam and requested to be allowed to work as an apprentice to the blacksmith. Months passed and Shayṭān observed the lifestyle of Qābīl's tribe. He realized that it was easy to take them astray due to their weak iman. So, did he introduce shirk at this point of time? No. Although Qābīl's tribe was corrupt and lacked spiritual essence, Shayṭān played very safe. He didn't introduce shirk immediately. Instead, he diverted them to directions that took them completely away from Allah. What did he do exactly? There are narrations from some weaker hadiths and scriptures from Christian and Jewish sources regarding this story. Allah knows best, but it can still give us a great spiritual awakening. So, one night the people saw a stranger among them, handsome, charming, with a voice that caught every ear. The old narrators say he was Idrīs himself appearing in a human form. He gathered the young men and women and began to shape pieces of wood and metal, hollow within. When he blew through them, strange sounds filled the air, sweet, haunting, unlike anything they had ever heard before. The people were mesmerized. They called it melody. And so they began to gather more often. He played louder, they laughed longer and stayed later. And where music grew, modesty began to die. The gatherings turned into festivals, and festivals to temptations. Eyes began to meet, hearts burned. Soon what was once shameful became ordinary. The historians say this was the first time zina spread among mankind. It began not with violence, but with forgetfulness, forgetting Allah, forgetting boundaries, and forgetting purpose. While the righteous children of Ādam alayhi salam dwell on the hills, their life was a complete contrast from the life on the flatlands. The cool air, quiet streams, and hearts filled with remembrance, the people of Sheeth alayhi salam lived in peace, praying as their prophet taught, and days marked by gratitude, their nights by whispers of zikr. Below them stretched the vast plains of Qābīl's tribe, a world shimmering with color and noise, glowing with torches, filled with laughters and songs. The sounds of instruments, of singing, of joy that seemed endless. Shayṭān knew that curiosity is the first door to downfall. And so he began to whisper, "Look how happy they are. Their lives are full, their hearts are free." And among the youth of Sheeth's people, hearts began to waver. One by one they climbed down the slopes, not with rebellion but with innocence, telling themselves they only wished to see. But when they reached the plains, they saw a world their eyes had never known. Clothes woven with gold, dances that blurred the lines of shame, and music that wrapped itself around the hearts like smoke. What began as curiosity became fascination, and what was fascination soon became imitation. The daughters of Qābīl's tribe, painted in beautiful clothing and jewelry, welcomed the visitors. The sons of Sheeth alayhi salam, pure in heart but unguarded in soul, looked upon beauty without any veils. And the test of their time had begun. They would have a great time, music, dance, women, and much more. Zina was normal down there. Some babies were born out of illicit sex, while some were born through marriages between the two tribes, and with them came the blending of righteous with rebellion. Centuries passed, and these people of the mountains continued to dilute their purity by associating with the people of the flatlands. Soon, mountains no longer echoed with prayers, but with songs carried back from the flat plains. And purity began to fade, not all at once, but like a flame dying slowly in the wind. It is narrated, the people of Qābīl were the first to invent music and gatherings of desire, and when the righteous among the Sheeth's descendants saw them, they descended from the mountains and were deceived by what they saw. Although there were hundreds who still chose to stay on the path shown by Ādam alayhi salam and Sheeth alayhi salam, there were thousands who were already undertaken by Shayṭān. Allah also mentions in Surah Isra, ayah 64, "And incite to senselessness whoever you can among them with your voice." Allah is addressing the Shayṭān here, indicating that his voice in the form of music and whispers usually makes us lose our senses and drift us away from the path of Allah. A hadith also mentions, "And thus began corruption on the earth after the sons of Ādam, until Allah raised among them Prophet Idrīs alayhi salam to restore the truth." Here are the sources to this story. Jazakallah khair for watching this video, my dear brothers and sisters. Inshallah, in the next video, we will learn about the story of Idrīs alayhi salam.